Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome back to Health Hustle. Or if it's your first time here, I'm Nina, a passionate health enthusiast on a mission to help you live your healthiest, happiest life with energy, balance, and purpose. On this channel, I bring you honest, heart-centered content about wellness habits, nutrition, mental clarity, and so much more, all explained in a way that feels easy, real, and doable. So if you love learning new ways to take better care of your body and mind, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Now, let's talk about something super important, especially if you're living with diabetes, prediabetes, or simply trying to avoid those unpredictable sugar crashes and energy dips. We always hear that vegetables are the healthiest foods on earth. And yes, most of them are. But what if I told you? Not all vegetables are created equal when it comes to blood sugar. Yep, there are actually certain veggies that can do more harm than good if you're trying to manage your glucose levels. Today, I'm breaking down 10 vegetables you might want to avoid or limit if you're diabetic, or if you're someone who wants to maintain steady energy, mental clarity, and hormonal balance throughout the day. Let's dive in. And make sure you stay till the end, because I'll also share some of my favorite blood sugar-friendly swaps and a few bonus tips that no one talks about. Let's start with corn. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just corn. How bad can it be? Well, corn is actually very high in simple carbohydrates and has a surprisingly low fiber content, meaning your body digests it super fast, which can lead to a spike in blood sugar. Even worse, sweet corn, especially canned or creamed, is even more processed and more likely to cause insulin surges. So if you're someone who loves corn, especially in things like soups, salads, or street snacks, just be mindful. Enjoy it occasionally, and always pair it with fiber-rich foods or protein. Number 2, green peas. I know, they're cute, they're tiny, and they're often added to healthy meals. But peas are another starchy vegetable. They contain a significant amount of natural sugar and quick-digesting carbs. Now, I'm not saying eliminate them completely, but for someone with diabetes, even these little guys can cause a blood sugar spike. Stick to small servings, maybe a quarter cup, and pair them with healthy fats like olive oil or avocado to slow down absorption. Next is a classic comfort food, potatoes. Whether it's mashed, fried, or baked, potatoes are loaded with starch, which turns into glucose very quickly in the body. A medium-sized potato contains roughly 30 grams of carbs and only 4 grams of fiber. That's not a good ratio when you're managing blood sugar. Fried potatoes like French fries or chips. Even worse, the high heat increases the glycemic index even more, and when combined with oils, it's a double whammy on your insulin. So what can you do? If you must eat potatoes, boil them first and let them cool down. This actually creates something called resistant starch, which is gentler on your blood sugar. It's not perfect, but it's better than frying. Number 4, sweet potatoes. These are often marketed as the healthy alternative to white potatoes. And yes, they are higher in nutrients, but they're still called sweet for a reason. They contain more natural sugar than most people think, and their glycemic load is moderate, which means if you eat more than a small portion, your blood sugar will absolutely rise. Here's a tip I give my clients. If you love sweet potatoes, try slicing them thin, roasting them, and adding them on top of a high-fiber salad with greens, seeds, and lemon dressing. The balance makes all the difference. Next up is something that surprises a lot of people, vegetable juice. Now, I love juicing, but only when it's done smartly. The issue with most vegetable juices, especially store-bought ones, is that they remove the fiber. That fiber is what slows down sugar absorption. So when you juice a veggie like a carrot or beet, you're removing that fiber and concentrating the sugar. Even if it doesn't taste sweet, it hits your bloodstream like a fruit juice. If you're going to drink veggie juice, try including more greens like kale or spinach, and always drink it with a meal that includes protein and fat. Number 6, carrots. Carrots are bright, crunchy, and packed with beta-carotene. But here's the thing. They're also surprisingly high in natural sugars. A few sticks now and then are fine, especially raw, but eating large amounts, juicing them, or cooking them down into a soup can quickly raise your glucose levels. The bottom line, eat carrots, but not like they're candy. Now let's talk about white rice. I know it's not a veggie, but I had to include it because it's everywhere and it's often used in vegetarian diets as a base. White rice is extremely high in carbohydrates and very low in fiber. It's digested quickly, and that sends your blood sugar on a roller coaster. If rice is a staple in your home, try boiling it and draining the water, or better yet, swap it for quinoa, cauliflower rice, or lentils, which are much more blood sugar friendly. Number 8, white bread. Another one that's technically not a veggie, but it shows up in meals with veggies, so let's include it. White bread is a processed carb bomb. It lacks fiber, spikes glucose fast, and offers very little nutritional value. Even if it doesn't taste sweet, your body treats it like it's sugar. If you love bread, look for 100% whole grain with seeds and at least 3-5 g of fiber per slice. Number 9, beets. They're gorgeous, earthy, and packed with antioxidants, but they're also high in natural sugar. Beets can be part of a healthy diet, but juicing them or eating them in large quantities can cause noticeable glucose spikes. If you're going to enjoy beets, do so in moderation, and pair them with healthy fats like goat cheese, walnuts, or avocado to buffer the sugar response. And finally, number 10, pumpkin. Yes, even pumpkin, the star of autumn, can cause issues if you have blood sugar concerns. It has a higher carb content than most people think, and when it's cooked down into puree or used in baked goods, it becomes even more glycemic. Stick to smaller amounts and use it as a fiber-rich soup base, not a sugar-heavy dessert. Alright, so what's the key takeaway here? These vegetables are not bad. You don't have to fear them. What matters is context, how much you eat, what you pair them with, and the balance of your plate overall. If you're aiming for steady energy, clear thinking, healthy weight, and blood sugar control, focus on low glycemic, high fiber foods like leafy greens, cruciferous veggies, healthy fats, and plant-based proteins. That way, if you do enjoy a little corn or sweet potato, it won't throw everything off. And don't forget, your body is unique. It's always best to track how you personally respond to certain foods. A continuous glucose monitor, food journal, or working with a nutritionist can give you powerful insights. I hope today's video gave you something new to think about. Maybe you'll look at your plate a little differently tomorrow and feel a little more empowered. If this was helpful, go ahead and give it a like, and if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button to join our Health Hustle family. I post weekly videos to help you build habits that actually stick, all with honesty, heart, and science-backed knowledge. Let's keep learning together, growing together, and hustling for that healthy, vibrant life you deserve. Sending you so much love. I'm Mina, and I'll see you in the next one.